Hi everybody, this is Osprey from MyChartCoach.com. In this video we're taking a look at TJX companies, Lowe's, and Target. All three are reporting this week. We've got TJX companies reporting first on Tuesday, and then Lowe's and Target will be reporting before the bell on Wednesday. So yeah, all three will be in play this week. So yeah, take a look here at the TJX daily chart. As you can see here, RSI is at 63, so it has plenty of juice, to push higher here. To back in during this May-June run, it stayed above 70 here for an extended period of time. You've got Fasto now back above 80. It has a nice uptrend going on the daily chart here. It needs to break through this closing price on August 14th and above that 101 resistance level. So it's 150 cents to 101 is the big level to break. If it can close above those levels, that should signal it wants to keep pushing higher. So yeah, so keep an eye on TJX. It needs to hold the middle Bollinger Band at 98. That's lined up with this ascending support line to keep the uptrend going. If you look here at the monthly chart, you can see here it has just a beast of a chart. It's just been heading higher for just years, besides a couple of dips in the past. And so right now, it's been pushing on this multi-month run. If you look down here at the bottom at the volume bars, you can see here it has a declining volume pattern. You can see volume has been declining every single month as the share price is pushing higher. And so if you look at the amount of volume this month, I mean, it's the lowest volume, so far. I know there's more trading to be done, but this is a 20-year chart. So this is the lowest volume in 20 years. Now, of course, there's going to be more volume. There's more, much more trading left in the month. But as you can see, it's a very low volume right here. And with the declining volume pattern, it sets it up for a volume spike. So is it going to be a red volume spike and a push, and a drop, or is it going to be a green volume spike and a push higher? And so that's going to come down to earnings. Right now, it's been pushing really hard, riding EMA 4 at 95.35. Support higher. Once it closes below EMA 4 for the month, that's when you're going to get consolidation. That's when it will pull back. So as long as that 95 support zone is holding, the monthly chart is still super strong. Okay, take a look at Lowe's. Lowe's here has been working its way back up to the 50-day simple moving average. So it's trying to heat up here, heading into earnings. As you can see, RSI is at 49.56. It needs to get back above 50, and then there'd be a lot of room to run to the 70 overbought level. You have Fasto down here below 50. It needs to get above 50 to signal the bulls are taking control. Right now, plus DI and minus DI, you can see they're trading parallel to each other. That green line needs to cross above the red line to the upside. So a symmetrical triangle pattern has formed. You can see the descending resistance, and then you have ascending support. And so right now it's coming to a flex point. If it drops below 97, that's going to signal downside risk. That's lined up with ascending support, and then you could see it come down here and test the 94 support zone. If it breaks out above 99, as you can see, that lines up with the descending resistance line. That's going to signal upside potential, and you can see this 101 high close from back here in July tested. Okay, take a look at Lowe's here on the monthly chart. So for all three of these, I'm showing you the 20-year monthly chart, and you can see at 62, it has a lot of room to run until up here at 70. So if earnings are good and it can keep pushing higher, it's not near overbought levels. It's right in the middle of the bull zone here. And then you also have Fasto at 74. So even though it does have a super strong uptrend going here, it is taking a little bit of a pause this month. You can see the volume once again is extremely light. I mean, look at the volume down here. So this is, so obviously, earnings will come in and there'll be a big volume spike, but right now it's just incredibly light volume, insanely light volume. And then once again, you have the declining volume pattern. This also happened on the way up, and then you could see this month it's taking a red candle and a pause, but it's set up for a volume spike. So is it going to be a red volume spike or a green volume spike? It's going to come down to this 103.50 resistance zone. If you see Lowe's break out above 103.50, that's going to be super bullish, and if it can close above that for the month, that should signal it wants to break out higher to that next level. If it drops down below EMA 4 at 96, that's going to be a red flag. You want to see it, stay above that EMA 4 level to signal that it's pushing higher. If it drops below that 96 level, level, it could come down and consolidate. And so you could see here with the ascending resistance that the next target that it could push to, if it pushed up here, it would be up here, and you could see a run much higher. And so that would be with strong earnings. So we'll see what happens with earnings with Lowe's. Take a look at Target here. So Target had a nice up day on Friday, even though it did give back some, quite a bit of the gains. Gave back $1 into the close. You have RSI at 64, so it has plenty of room to run. It has a hard time staying above 70. It gets up there and it pulls back. Historically, when it gets below 70, that's where it's been topping out. So it'd be really bullish if it could get above that level. You have Fasto at 82. You have a bullish crossover here on Friday where the green line crossed the red line to the upside. So the bulls are heating up here, heading into earnings. You have an increasing volume pattern here. So you can see volume is increasing here. So it's building up. We had this upper wick on Friday's candle, and so there was some profit taking off of this 84 resistance level. It dropped the candle back into the channel. It has this this rising wedge type of pattern where you have in this channel you have ascending resistance. Okay, and so you can see that they pulled it right down into that resistance level, and then it has the ascending support. And so you basically have it working its way and winding into this tight pattern. Where is it going to bust out through the top of the pattern? It's trying to do that now. It closed above high close horizontal resistance on Friday. That was the closing price on the 14th. Was the level to break, and so it did. It closed above that level, so that does signal more upside potential. I mean, it seems like it wants to bust out higher here. It just needs to turn 83 into support and then get through 84. If not, this is going to be the top, and then it could come back down. And to the downside, you have 80 down here, which is the bottom of the channel. And so right now it's at the top of the channel. It's going to have to bust through to break out higher. Otherwise, it could come back down here and test this middle Bollinger Band. It has to hold that 80 level to keep the uptrend going. If you look at Target here on the monthly chart, it's hitting that 70 resistance zone. It has a really hard time historically of getting above 70. So it did get above 70 way back here in 1999 and 2000, and so yeah. But otherwise, it usually tops out at this level, so keep that in mind. It has a little more it could push, but it's hitting those frothy levels for this stock historically on RSI. And then you have Fasto up here at 96, and once again, that's a historically high level for this stock. You can see it way up here. That's where it's topped out at historically. So all these peaks here are tops, and yeah, so it's hitting that level. And so is it going to bust out and head to that next level, or is it setting up for the red volume spike? Because if you can see it has an increasing volume pattern on the daily chart, but you look here at the monthly chart and it has a declining volume pattern going. And so notice the very low volume this month. You had to go back to 1998 to see the last time the volume was at this level. Now keep in mind, there's going to be a lot more volume coming this week, but it's set up for a volume spike, and so it's hitting the top of the channel. You can see ascending resistance here, and so you have this has been the big level to break, and it's coming up on it. So is it going to bust through 85 and head to the next level, or is it going to top out here? It's hitting that top type of level on the monthly chart, and so historically this is where it's going to be is the top of the channel. And so it's going to have to bust through 85 to break out to a new level, or it's going to repeat history, and it's going to top out here at 85. And then what you want to see is the EMA4 at 78.59 hold. If it drops below 78.50, that's going to signal downside risk. That's where it could consolidate, and you have the middle Bollinger Band and the 50-day simple moving average way down here at 63 to 65. Okay, thanks for viewing this video. Yeah, it's going to be, there's more earnings this week, but it is winding down. And so, yeah, it's time to, check it out. Thank you.